Hello, thank you for being with us and thank you for watching this video about the Da Vinci Specialities. My name is Hermann Meyer. I am the CEO of this company, and I have the honor now to show you brushes which are not the usual day-to-day brushes, and it's always one of the highlights during our show in Frankfurt or other artist shows to give the public also an overview about a lot of very special brush personalities which are not to be seen in every shop. Da Vinci called himself for many years now the specialist for the specialist. What does this mean? This does not only mean that we are selling a huge variety of different brush shapes and different hairs a brush could have and different lengths of handle, but also that we are offering within a series a very wide range, from the widest one would be our series 10 Maestro, for example, where we start with a 10-0 very small brush to a size 50 quite big brush. But this I will show you later. It is impossible to show all our specialties here, but I thought I'd give you a quick overview about the ones who are really, let's say, the most unusual in our assortment. Okay, let's start with the length of the handle. You know, normal brush handles, really longer handles are 60 centimeter handles, as we call it, which we have developed for all the artists who are working on a bigger easel. These different lines with 60 centimeter handles are all made either for oil or for acrylic painters, and they are made with the first quality Maestro hawk hair brush heads or with our top acryl fiber, which are also used from acrylic painters and oil painters. 60 centimeters is, as I said, to be seen in combination with the handles, and you have a very good option with these handles to paint a big painting on an easel. We have these available in sizes from 12 to 24. So that is what we call 60 centimeter long handles. At the same time, we are also offering, on special request from many customers, what we called also theater brushes, brushes with 1 meter handles. Why do we call them theater brushes? Because we had a lot of requests from theaters, from people who are working on the floors. So it took us quite a long time to find a handle producer who was keen and who was supporting us in making 1 meter long handles, which is perfect for a lot of artists, so that they are not having to paint like this on the floor, but so that they can paint standing on larger surfaces. And also these brushes are available either in round shape or in flat shape, and with Maestro hawk hair brush heads or with top acryl fiber brush heads. As you can imagine, and as we say, to be the specialist for the specialist, we are doing every year special brushes for special artists for special jobs. And we are quite proud that we are asked from very famous artists in countries for these special items they have in their head to realize a special artwork. One example is quite interesting, and I show this special tool here. A famous German artist, he died a few years ago, is Gotthard Graupner. He was president of the Academy in Düsseldorf and very famous worldwide for his famous pillow pictures. When the German president of the Federal Republic moved to Berlin, he gave Gotthard Graupner the order for a huge painting on the wall of one of the most representative rooms. Mr. Graupner was a very good friend to the founder of our company, Mr. Hans-Fried Defert. And he came then from Düsseldorf to Nuremberg, and both tried to develop a special tool which would give Mr. Graupner the option to realize what he had in his head. He was painting on the floor, and so, first of all, it was designed, handmade in Nuremberg, a special wooden handle which was exactly fitting the length of the body of Mr. Graupner, so he could work with a special handle under his shoulder and like this to not get tired too fast. On the other side, we selected the longest natural hair and synthetic fiber in our company to make a special hair mixture which would take liquid oil or acrylic color perfectly, so that Mr. Graupner could bring the colors he wanted in different lengths onto the textile structure he worked on. So as you see, a real brush made for an artist for a very, very special kind of art, piece of art, which is to be seen always in Germany when, for example, a new minister of state or a new minister for the government is having his first visit with the president of Germany. So we talk about big brushes. Especially during the last 10 years, we got more and more questions for extra wide brushes. 30 centimeters, 40 centimeters, even half a meter, as you can see. These are brushes for priming or even for coloring, also very, very huge paintings. And we have them with natural, best quality hawk bristle, but also from synthetic fiber, not our whole assortment, but the most important lines. So for example, you have the same brush as I had just here in 50 centimeters with the top acryl fiber, which gives, of course, another stroke option than the natural hawk hair. We have this option also with the spin fiber and also with the impasto fiber available. Brushes which are made with our Duro Plus technique in a quality which is also really good enough and strong enough for the kind of work the artist wants to do with this. The largest brush we ever made, the most widest, was 80 centimeter, a special production for an artist in Germany. But this was not possible only with one ferrule. We had to put two ferrules together. Brush personalities, special brushes, were not always invented in the new time. There were a lot of brushes, or there are a lot of brushes, which were developed in the 17th, 18th century, especially also the brushes which were used over centuries for imitating wood, imitating marble. All these brushes you need if you want to make wood look like marble or other things. And just to give you a little, a little part of the assortment, you have these pipe grainers which are available in hog hair to imitate the veining of the wood. You have floggers, which are also made to imitate wood exactly, or you have, and also part of this special assortment is the Wavy Mottler. In Germany we call it Birkenmodler, birch mottler, which is perfect to imitate birch wood and which is also having a kind of look which you are not seeing every day. Of course, out of these personalities, we are always trying to make also ideas for newer brushes. For example, we made the pipe grainer a few years ago on request of an artist, also with synthetic fibers. And if you put this into water, you get really a very, very, very nice option to paint watercolors, parallel lines, curves, circles, and so on. One of our specialties is also the Wario Effect. The Wario Effect system was developed so that we can do two longer fibers and work it into one brush. Why would we do this? If you see it just like that, you wouldn't really understand it. But if you take the brush into your hand and you make it really wet, you can see an amazing development, because then you see a lot of different brushes within one big brush. And if you are really taking then the brush into your hand, you can see what amazing effects you can reach. Parallel circles, parallel lines, grasses, leaves. There is a lot of possibilities which you can make very, very easily with this Wario Effect. We will have the next days Sabine Dreher from Switzerland, and she is very keen on that brush and was really the first also helping us to show people what amazing effects you can do with that kind of brush. Two different synthetic fibers in one, giving you a lot of different options. So as you see, it's amazing what you can do with certain Da Vinci brush personalities. We are and we were always listening to special requests from artists. And one special request was once this brush here, which we called the Da Vinci Quadro brush. I was in Norway giving a speech to artists about brushes, and after my little seminar, a young artist came to me and he had this type of brush cut out in paper, and he said, I am always painting circles and I want to paint circles with 4 different colors. Can you make me a brush like this? And I liked the idea very, very much, and we tried to make it reality. And it's not a brush we sell every day, but we still have it in our assortment because it's always a thing which gives inspiration to other artists and which shows also the ideas, what artists have in their head to realize and to create what they want to do. So Da Vinci Quadro, a most unusual type of brush. I showed you now a lot of large sizes, but specialities are also extra small sizes. I have here, for example, two of the smallest brushes we have in our assortment. One is the Micro Maestro size 15-0, which is, as you see, quite a small brush head. And on the other side, a Micro Nova series 170 in size 20-0. These two sizes we created 2 years ago after a long search for finding ferrules with such small diameters, because we have a lot of artists who are really looking for these extra small sizes for the eyes of dolls, for the eyes of tin soldiers, for miniature painters, for retouching, for, you tell me, for a lot of different techniques where people look exactly for these micro brushes. And since the launch of this line, we have really developed them into many fixed assortments, because a lot of dealers have seen that consumers are really looking out for these brushes. But I said Da Vinci Maestro as an example for our wide varieties of sizes before. For example, this is the Maestro. It's a size 15-0. Kolinsky Sable Maestro brush. Very, very small, but still having an absolutely needle-fine tip. Our Maestro brush is also available in a size 50. An amazing size for a Kolinsky brush, and one of the most expensive items we are selling. Our most expensive Kolinsky red sable hair in the longest possible length, which is on the market, in a handmade handle and a special metal construction to combine it perfectly with that handle. A real specialty. We can produce about 6-8 brushes a year, depending on the hair availability. And it's really our Rolls Royce and our most beautiful watercolor brush we can offer. But as I said, these are specialities which I can show you now in this little seminar. But a lot of our lines are not just available from 0 to 12 in the most sold sizes. No, Da Vinci also sells from the smaller sizes until a 20, a 22, a 24, because we know that these are not always the everyday sale you can do. But a lot of artists come to your shop because you offer also the unusual and bigger sizes. And we think it's part of the competence of a quality brush producer to offer these full lines. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your attention.